Yeah, disappointing. Coming away with a loss against a good football team, as we all knew. Um, you know, had some turnovers, some costly errors right there that got us, and weren't able down the stretch there to get the ball in the end zone, and then go for two, and then having been there before with the whole overtime situation. So gave up the football, like I said. We were able to run the ball. I think there was like 300 yards rushing, and they've been giving up 88 yards. And so, but in the game, you got to find a way to win. You got to find a way to execute. They out executed us in situations that allowed them to be in scoring position. And, and they came away with the victory. So, we got a learning aspect of how we all can get better, not get used to this. It's a sour taste in your mouth, get better at moving forward, correcting ourselves. It doesn't get any easier that, you're playing an FBS opponent that's next, but the mindset is take care of ourselves so we can move forward. Any questions? Obviously, the completions. Obviously, if there's issues with pressures in his face, then the protection, and then maybe perhaps a few decisions. And so, he's got demonstrated performance in terms of the things that he's done for this football team. And wasn't one of his best games, as we all can attest to. But there's a lot of other areas that we can help ourselves in, making sure that we minimize some of those mistakes and errors that he may have had today as well. So if anybody's hurting that locker room, he's probably hurting the most right now. But we got to make sure we rally around him and others that to show that this is a game that we lost to a good football team. And to think about this, you get a chance to play again, and we'll see how things go as we start heading down kind of the middle section of the season. Had a mental error. You run a defense and you bring pressures. Somebody's supposed to occupy the space where you vacate, and when you don't do that, then those big plays happen like that. So uncharacteristic, but they executed and they found at the right time with the right call, and they executed it. So that's on us defensively, poor execution from that standpoint. But I thought had been doing a pretty decent job early in the game, third quarter, middle of the fourth, and then they had those explosive plays. I didn't look at the individual stats. I mean, I know, like I said, there was yards rushing, I believe like 300 yards rushing. That's a lot of touches and carries, but I know the guys want this to result in a win rather than how much yardage was gained. I thought Malachi Emo did a good job. Again, I don't know how much. He had 116 yards, I believe, and then Martin Lucas had over 100 yards, and so, but what matters is winning the game. Even though they were only giving up 88.8 yards per game rushing, what matters is winning the game. We weren't able to do that today.